Hello again, my little Volks Grenadiers, and welcome to another Mordian Glory video. In today's episode, I want to run through how you can build a beginner Konflikt 47 army for the Axis. This is going to be the first in a series of videos where I look at the different nations, the different factions in Konflikt 47 and help you build your first beginner army. And so, without further ado, let's don our power armor and charge right into this thing. You there! Are you sick of languishing at home with nothing to do, wanking, eating expensive German biscuits and just generally wasting your life? Well, I have got the solution for you. Warlord Games is now the proud sponsor of the Mordian Glory channel, and they have given me an affiliate link. By clicking on that link down in the description below, you'll be able to get yourself some fantastic World War II bolt action miniatures. These finely detailed models are the perfect way of finding yourself a hobby that will finally get you out of the masturbatorum.
I'll make that deal. How about you? You make that deal?
I'd make that deal.
Damn good deal.
So what are you waiting for? Click on the affiliate link down below, support the channel, and get off the sofa. The first thing I want to mention before we get into the kits and the army list and the points and all that kind of good stuff is that this is a beginner focused video. This is not necessarily designed to have the most cutthroat competitive army list, but instead it's focused on being extremely beginner friendly, and that's in several regards. Firstly, I want it to be relatively affordable. I want it to be something that people can get into without having to break the bank. If you're a beginner to this game, you may not sure you like it or not. You don't want to be dropping hundreds and hundreds, if not £1,000 on a new army for the game. You want to be able to dip your toe into the game, try it out, and then expand from that point if you want to. And the second thing is, to keep it beginner friendly, we're going to focus on the newer kits, especially when we're building up to our first 1250 point army. Whilst there are lots of what I would call legacy kits from when Konflikt sort of first was making its way out into the world there, I think with this relaunch, I think it's good to keep things focused on the newer kits. Firstly, they're mostly in plastic, and secondly, any resin and metal bits that do exist are going to be of much higher quality, and they're going to be much more beginner friendly. I have seen the resin bits that come in the Axis Starter Army, which we're looking at later, and they are very clean, very fresh, and very beginner friendly. That lays out the ground rules. Now let's get into the kits that we want, and we're going to start off with the Konflikt 47 starter set. This is a fantastic place to start, whether you are getting into this game on your own or whether you are getting into it with a friend. Now, of course, obviously it's better if you're getting into this with a friend because you can split the cost of this starter set, and then it comes down to about less than £50 per person. I think it's £47.50 per person. Now, you are going to end up with a Konflikt 47 rulebook, which is fantastic. You're going to want that. And you are going to end up with for your Axis, we won't worry about the Americans for now. For your Axis, you're going to end up with 2 squads of Style Trooper, a Commander, and you're going to get a Vogel Spinner. The big thing here is you're also going to get the Order dice and the Rift dice for all of those units as well. And that is a really significant sneaky saving in this game because you can get all the units, but you then have to have order dice and stuff like that. So this just means that you're getting everything. You're not having to get any accoutrement. There's no hidden costs. You get the book, you get the units, and you get the dice. From there, we're going to go for the Konflikt 47 Axis Starter Army. This is going to give us an additional 3 Style Trooper and an extra officer, although we'll probably end up just using him as a generic guy. So we'll say it gives you an additional 4 Style Trooper, and it gives you 5 of the Naxtal Bend Troopers, another Vogel Spinner, and you are going to have a Panzer 4X with legs. Now, you might find this hard to believe, especially if you're someone coming over from Warhammer 40k, but these 2 box sets, half of the starter set and this Axis Starter Army, actually give us enough to build a full 1250 point Axis army. We don't need anything else. It is important to mention that Konflikt 47 tends to be played at either 1250 points or 1500 points. We're going to look at 1250 points now, but we will have a look at what you could add onto this if you wanted to push it up to 1500. So in total, this is going to give us 11 Style Trooper models, including officers, and it's going to give us 5 Nachtelbahn, 2 Vogel Spinners, and the Panzer IV with legs. It's also important to point out that in the Konflikt 47 Axis starter army, you also get all of the order dice that you need and all of the rift dice. So again, no hidden costs here whatsoever. Some of you might be wondering, what about the army book for the Axis? Don't forget, all of the army rules and points are available completely for free from the Konflikt 47 website. So the only book we need to pay for is the main rule book. All our other rules are free. Now that we have got our model kits, it's time to work out our army list. Quick side note here, I have built this army list in the Warlord Games Army Builder app. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I pay for this myself. It's $1.99 a month, and it comes with all of the army rules. It comes with all of the units for every faction in Konflikt 47, and also for all of Warlord's other games like Bolt Action and Blood Red Skies and a few other ones like that. So it's a really good one-stop shop, and I think it's like $1.99 a month, and you get a 7-day free trial, and the trial doesn't automatically renew, so if you forget about it, you don't start getting charged or anything like that. So it's a really nice little app, and it's very reasonably priced. This is the export in the PDF version. We'll go through the units in a moment, but if you want to see how the app itself actually looks, you can see you've got your Bolt Action. So if I go over here, I can build armies for action. Obviously, we're focused on Konflikt 47 today. This is the list we're going to be taking a look at. You click on it, you've got your different platoons. You can add platoons and stuff, and you can go and you can click on your different units, and it'll give you the full details. It's a very, very straightforward list building app, and it does, I think, a pretty good job. But going back to the list itself, this is what I have come up with. Now you'll see it says 1,233 points. I've left a few points spare because I know some people are going to want to add more upgrades in places. I've done a few suggested upgrades, but I've left a few points spare so that people can add their own flair to it. Now we've got 8 order dice here and 8 rift dice. So every unit in this army is going to be a rift unit, which is really, really nice. Starting off, we have got our assault platoon, and leading the assault platoon, I've gone for a Style Trooper officer. And I've given him 1 extra bozo. Because even though, so technically we get like 2 Style Trooping officers, but there's nothing wrong with just putting the 2 officers together and saying they're like the little command element, and just saying like the dude without a helmet on is the leader, or the dude with the helmet on is the actual officer. It's fine. So we've got 2 Style Trooping here. One's going to be the officer, and I've just kept them with their STG 44Zs, and I have given the officer an extra point of Rift Mastery. So he's actually going to have 2 Rift dice, which is very nice. Elsewhere in the platoon, I've gone for a unit of 3 Style Trooping, and I have given them 2 light machine guns and a light AT gun. Gone for a bit of a heavy support option. That's sort of fire support kind of thing. Just laying down machine gun fire, laying down light anti-tank fire. I've then gone for another unit of Style Trooping. I should have another two units of Style Trooping, which are identical. I've gone to make these more assault orientated, so I've kept them with the STG 44Zs, and I ended up giving them Fanatics and Panzerfaust. I gave them the Panzerfaust so they can have a bit of pen, so if some like monster turns up, like maybe like an Ursus Bear Infantry, they can be like Panzerfaust him, and I gave them Fanatics to make them better at sort of not breaking. Now, I will say, Fanatics on a 3-man squad is a little dicey, but the good news is that you could take this 3-man squad here and combine it with this 3-man squad here and run like one big 6-man squad if you wanted to, and that would be totally okay. That's allowed. You can take Style Trooping up to squads of 6. You just take one big squad of 6 rather than 2 squads of 3. And the reason I split them up is just because it showed that you could get 3 squads of 3, so that gets you like an extra rift dice. Depends on what you're more interested in. Do you want the extra rift dice, or do you want to have a larger squad of Fanatics? Fanatics, by the way, means that basically you don't really break. So you've got 9 Style Trooping in some squads. You've got 2 Style Trooper in the Officer Squad. You've got some LMGs and a light tank gun. Everyone else is running around with the STGs. We've also got our Naxtalben Squad. They're coming in at 143 points. I've given them the STG. I've given them what they come with on the model. So STG 44s, and we've also got an LMG in there as well. And so that forms our assault platoon. We've got our commander, and we've actually maxed out all of our assault platoon infantry squad slots. I've then gone for an extra platoon here, and we've got a Walker platoon. We've gone for a Panzer IV-X with the legs, and we have made that veteran. Now, it might be kind of spicy making that thing veteran. Yeah, it might be kind of spicy. But if we take it as veteran, it can take advantage of our Schwerveld Mastery special rule, which means that it will start with a Surging Rift dice, which is very nice. And then we've got 2 Vogel Spinners, and we've given them Machine Gun Chevers, which are just the smaller grav guns. And in total, that comes to 1,233 points. You've got plenty of stuff to play around with there. Maybe you don't want the Panzerfaust. Maybe you want everyone to have like LMGs and those light anti-tank guns and stuff like that. Yeah, you can absolutely play around with that, but it gives you an idea of how you can very easily get up to 1,250 points with this army list. And you're not stat padding anything. We haven't given every upgrade to every unit. We've been very careful with the upgrades that we have chosen. There's no stat padding going on here. There's no filling it out. There's no pork or anything like that. It's all lean, it's all mean, and it's all ready to go. And there you have it, your first 1,250 point Axis starter army, and all you need is 2 box sets. Now, if you do split the Konflikt 47 starter set, and then you get the Konflikt 47 Axis starter army, that should come into about £156. You've got £110 there, plus £47.50, so it'll be £157.50. Which is perfectly reasonable. That is less than the price of 2 Games Workshop combat patrols. But if you wanted to save a little bit of money, you could go over to Wayland Games, and they are actually selling the Konflikt 47 starter set and the Axis starter set for 20% off. And so if you buy it through them, you'll actually be able to get this entire army for £126. Now, if I may shill and rattle the tin cup a little bit, I do have an affiliate link for Wayland Games down in the description. If Wayland is not an option in your country, I do have an affiliate link for Warlord Games down in the description. However you slice it, for a very reasonable price point considering tabletop wargaming, you are able to get into this game with a completely non-stat padded list and be able to have fun with it. And that's not a bad list, by the way. That's actually quite a dead hard list. You bring in three of the mechs, and then you're also bringing a lot of damage 7+ infantry. It's a quite an elite army. You're going to be running about 16 infantry models and then like 3 vehicles. It's quite an elite army, but it's nearly all plastic. The only bits that aren't plastic are the legs on the Panzer IV, but they're very, very clean. And also you've got the 5 Naxtalben, remember they're all one-piece figures. You just stick them on, and they're made from the Warlord resin. It's basically Cyocast. It's kind of like I call it micro plastic injection molding. They're basically plastic, but just like one-piece plastic models. So they're really, really nicely detailed. So affordable, check, and beginner friendly in terms of the models that we've selected. Absolutely. So that covers how you can get your first 1250 point army, but what if you want to push it up to 1,500 points? Well, the good news is that it's really simple. Basically, you buy one more box and you're there, and it could be almost anything. Buying an extra box of Style Trooper, for example, would get you 9 extra blokes. Each one of these blokes are 30 points each, and so you've got 270 points right here. You could just use this box set just to bulk out your existing squads. There'd be nothing wrong with doing that whatsoever. And it is worth mentioning, these are of course in plastic. They're the newer kits, so they're going to be very beginner friendly, and they are going to be a dream to build and paint. You could go for some of the quote-unquote legacy kits. By the way, Legacy isn't same as like Legends and something like Warhammer 40k. All of these are totally usable, totally fine. You could buy yourself some Shrek Wolfen, or you could get yourself some of the Fallschirmjäger guys with jump packs. All of these box sets are probably about, all these boxes are probably about 250 points worth of models. So just buying one extra box would get you up there. You could go for a Panther X. You could do, but I do feel like the army's quite armor heavy already with the 2 Vogel spinners and stuff like that. And I do think what you could probably benefit from is bulking your infantry out. Speaking of which, it is of course totally possible to bulk your army out with bolt action infantry. Not only are all bolt action units allowed to be used in Konflikt 47, but also in Konflikt, not everyone is running around in power armor. There are still normal blokes, normal soldiers in there, which you can take as part of your assault platoons or your walker platoons. And one of the great advantages that bolt action has is it's even more affordable than Konflikt 47. For example, you can get 30 infantry for £37 from Warlord Games. If you were going to get some bolt action infantry to run in your Konflikt 47 army, I would recommend either the German Grenadiers, but even more so, I'd recommend the German Winter Infantry. Now, don't worry, they're not actually particularly winter looking. If you look at the models here, you can see they are, obviously ignore the basing, they put like snow on the base and stuff, but they are just generic German infantry in greatcoats. I have loads of these. I know loads of people that have these. And I have to say, I built the Grenadiers and I've built these guys. And I think these guys are a bit of a nicer kit, a bit more modern. All the arms are very nice. You get loads and loads of weapon options. So definitely, if you're out of the two, I'd recommend these. And I wouldn't worry about the winter stuff at all. You just paint them up in normal colors and you'll be absolutely fine. Again, worth mentioning, both of these are sold from Wayland Games for 20% off, so you can get these for less than 30 quid each box set. If you got a box of German winter infantry plus Axis starter army plus you split the Konflikt 47 starter set with a mate, you got all of that from Wayland Games, it would cost you about £150. I think it would cost you about £155 60, something like that. It's pretty reasonable. Even if you had to buy the whole starter set, you didn't have a mate to split it with, it would still cost you under £200, and you'd then have the beginnings of an American army as well. And for the American army, by the way, all you need to do is buy the American starter set and you will have 1,500 points, because the linebacker mechs are a little bit more expensive. So if you got the American army as well, it would then be one box set and you've got 2 full K-47 armies. Obviously, it's getting more and more and more, so I do appreciate that, but I just thought it's worth mentioning and pointing out. Either way, even if you're just going for the one army, the path that we have laid out for you as a beginner, you've got 1250, easy peasy, and then you've also got going up to 1,500 points there as well. But you know what? That just about covers everything. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What do you think of the Konflikt 47 Axis starter army, starter set, all the different things we've talked about today? Did you find this video helpful? Don't forget to go ahead and smash that like button. If you want to see more content like this and see my recommended beginner armies for the other factions, then make sure you subscribe to never miss an episode. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and Patreons. You guys are amazing. Truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full-time without the incredible and generous support of my members. So thank you guys so much. And last, but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Redfield, 32, Jurgens, Miasma, Try Again, Bragg, R.J., Scorpion, Bonbonvert, Lord Pryor, Nicholas Walsh, John Stubbs, Guardian, Varney, Sword, Fish Trombone, Picklock the Forged. Seriously guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and of course, as always, I'll see you guys next time.